I've always liked the idea of our lives as a movie. Maybe that's kind of a Napoleon complex that I have, but I've always liked the thought that the places we've been in our lives is like the scene of the movie, and the experiences we've had is the story. Like everything you do in everyday life has some kind of effect on that story. But just the story itself and just those experiences aren't what makes a movie great. What makes the movie great is the characters.
I'm slowly drifting to you.
Characters we meet and have in our lives. People that we share our emotions with and interact with. Some characters mean more than others, and some have more to do with the story than others. And you always get the sense that in some way they're playing a part in your story. But some people, you feel like they are the story.
So, Your Life the movie. Where to begin?
Greg. It's Greg, and there's a speakerphone right by that red light. Oh, there's scared me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Are we gonna watch this on video on TV? Yep. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna get it all of it. Mother. So big.
Okay, rest it up while you're eating.
All you have to do is put in one of these tapes and you know you are watching somebody's movie. This is their story. And you're able to see not only who this person was, but also how they became the person they are.
There's the brother and the sister.
And you also see the people who influence their lives, the people who love them. And as I watch you, Shayla, sitting there as a little girl, I can see that you have no idea how much you are being influenced by those around you. But more importantly, I don't think those around you have any idea how much you are influencing them. This is your story.
Can we watch this when we get through laughing? Can we watch this when we get... I ain't looking.
What's so funny around here?
way, son. Yeah, go, Kara. Go, baby. You can do it. Yes, you can. Let's go in for a close-up. There goes Shayla. Yay.
Stick somebody tape in your face. Stick it in your face.
Read the card.
Happy birthday. Love your Shannon, BJ, and Deborah.
Now, Shayla, you come up. All right, everybody look at the main star over here.
Goes through. Watch this, Krista. Oh, what, dude?
Gosh, Mother, what are you doing?
What? You don't want me to hurt you.
Indiana Jones.
Some love on me. You need some big love.
Come on, get Krista on video.
She'll tell you no. Yes.
It's everything you like about 7-Up, just more of it. 7-Up, the crisp new taste. Now let's refresh the power to
Gosh. Garrison, this is for you, honey. This is the way it looked on the morning of your birth. We're on our way to Jacksonville Hospital, and you're coming. We love you.
We're all here to help you.
Story goes on from there, of course. New people in your life, new experiences and difficulties you had to face. But my attempts to describe it all fall short at this point. Your story builds and builds in intensity all the way up until one night when I found myself in your hotel room, where you invited me to come and spend some time with you just after Gavin's birthday. We talked and smoked and met for lost time together. And you spoke very openly and very unashamedly about yourself that night, which made a very strong impression on me. You read from your journals, things that you had written that were very personal to you, and things that I think you also needed others to hear. And at this point, I don't think there's anyone else who could tell your story better than you.
You repeated yourself over and over until you got what you wanted. You had the strength to make us last. I usually run. I don't have much, but you were all I needed at that time. Love, affection, and mostly you. Because I would never know what to do. You're my hero. And without you, I would be a zero. Growing up, you and Kara were my, that's all it was me, you and Kara. Swimming in Mom's, in our pool in our backyard, riding our bicycles, skating in Miss Lee's driveway when you broke your arm that day.
Breaking our wrists.
Or your wrist, yeah. And I felt horrible. You know, I felt responsible. One of the most things that was so awesome to me is that I got to actually go to school with you guys, and me and Kara got to cheer together, and those are memories that will never be forgotten. I wanted to just kind of shelter y'all, and then I'm the one that started going down the wrong path and making the wrong decisions. My child, when I get old or sick, I hope you understand and have patience with me. I remember one time we were staying at a hotel and Gary brought us pizza and a drink because we didn't have the money to eat. I'm sorry, my child, I'm getting sick and older. When my knees get weak or older, I hope you have the patience to help me get up. Like how I used to help you when you were learning how to walk. With my mom, if I didn't have, she has my children. And she takes awesome care of my boys. And I know that they're taken care of, and I see that my children know that their mother is changing. I made so many wrong and bad decisions for so long. You would think that I was a mother at that time that didn't care about her children. But if you put 6,000 children in this room right now, I would know the voices of my 3 boys. And I do have a mother's heart. And I do love my boys with everything I have. I just made bad choices. One reason, not all the reasons, but one reason I quit coming around the family for a while. I was embarrassed. I was very embarrassed. I was embarrassed because my children knew their mother wasn't doing right. I was embarrassed because my family knew what was going on, how I was living, and I was ashamed of myself. I felt worthless. I felt like I was nothing, and I felt like I was nobody. I'm always by myself all the time, and I have no one to talk to. I know you're busy with work. Even if you're not interested in my stories, please have time for me. Do you remember when you were little, I used to listen to your stories about your teddy bear? When the time comes and I get bedridden, I hope you have the patience to take care of me. I know now that I am somebody and that I am back. I'm coming back. I'm not completely back, but I'm coming back. And that is definitely one reason that I did not come around. It hurt. It hurt so bad. It hurt. And I would lay in the bed and cry for hours and hours and hours. It's like I said earlier, it's about a choice. It's all about a choice. I made this choice to say I've got to get better, and not because I've got to, but because I want to. I want to for myself, for my children, and for my family. So, a bit sicker, and a lot of these things have happened to me, and I feel that I've been alone a lot, and I feel like people don't understand or realize the place that I'm in. because people do have their own problems and issues and things to work out. They don't have just time for me 24/7. I understand that. But a little care would help. A little saying, Shayla, I see that you're turning around. I see that you're making a comeback, would mend my heart and probably make me even better than I am today. And during the last few moments of my life, and I'm not going to last much longer anyway, when the time of my death comes, I hope you hold my hand and give me the strength to face death. And don't worry, when I finally meet our Creator, I will whisper in His ear to bless you. Because you loved. Thank you so much for your care, and I love you.
I know that there are some wounds that time does not heal, some hurts that go too deep, and I can't pretend that I understand everything about you, Shayla. Everything that you've been through, I mean, the hurts and the experiences that you've had is completely different from my own.
I've had different experiences, you've had different experiences, and not a lot of it I can relate to.
There was a point there where I just didn't care about anyone or anything. It just wasn't on my radar screen.
And I'm doing my own thing, and I'm not even concerned about really what's going on in your life or anybody else's. For your kids, it doesn't matter to me. And I wasn't there. Things got tough for you.
And maybe I could have been someone that helped you and encouraged you a little bit more. But I didn't.
I let you down.
We'd get together for the holidays and I'd look around and you would always be missing.
We weren't the same family without you there. There was a sadness there.
But when I saw you come to Garrison's birthday party when I hadn't seen you in a while, I saw that you were reaching out in that moment. I saw how hard it must have been to come back. I could see it in your face that you were reaching out, and I told myself at that time that, if I didn't reach back, that it was a sin.
And I told myself that if I didn't reach back, that it was a sin. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm reaching back. I see what you're doing, and I see what you're struggling with. And I'm here. I'm here.
And even though I may not be able to completely understand everything about you, I think I can try to relate, at least in a way. Because the perception about me is that I've got it all together, that Methy doesn't have any problems.
I've never been good enough. I've never been good enough. My whole life, I've been afraid, and I've had things that I couldn't deal with on my own.
The truth about me is that I'm little and lost and ugly. I've told you about my own struggles with addiction that I've had to deal with.
No matter what, I can't do anything about it. That it doesn't go away.
And no matter how much you want to stop doing what you're doing, it's something that's always there, and it never leaves you alone.
And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It's still there. And I get that. And I am weak. I am a failure.
And you go back to when I was a kid, I was terrified. I was scared growing up.
It's only because of the people around me that I've been able to make it. And you're one of those people.
I feel like you understand me. You know exactly what I'm going through and exactly what I've been through. Like, you know what it's like. You've been there.
And that's the great thing about you, is that you tell my story. The things that you've gone through and the things that you've experienced, tell my story.
Your story is my story. Your story is Mama Jen's story, and it's Kara's story.
You tell my mother's story. You tell Kenny's story. You are the story of our family. Everything that we've gone through, all the bad times, all the crying that we've ever done, the times that we wish that we didn't even have to wake up in the morning. Those times where we felt hopeless and alone, the anger and the hatred we felt for other people, the evil things that were done to us, the laughter that we shared with one another, the love that we showed,
and the good times, the good things that we've experienced with one another. You know, the happiness that we feel when we're around one another, the hope and the smiles and the hugs and the joy. I mean, that's it, Shayla. That's it, Shayla Joy. Shayla Joy, just like you said. I mean, that's why you're here. That's why you're with us, is because you bring joy to everyone around you.
If you don't understand, if you don't see it, the joy that people get from you when you're there, your sisters and your brother and your mother, I mean, everyone experiences joy when you're there. I mean, that's it, Shayla. Shayla Joy.
And the joy that you had as a little girl growing up, you know, before the world had gotten to you, that little girl deserved none of it. That little girl was there for me when I needed her. When I was growing up and I needed someone there.
I didn't know it at the time, but I needed you then. I needed you, and you were there. And I hope that you know that there are people out there right now that need you. They need you, Shayla, and they won't make it without you. They won't make it.
We all need to love one another. We all need to be there for each other. It's because we're all struggling. We all have things that if we don't have people around us to help us, that none of us will make it. When we look at you, we have to see ourselves. When we look in the mirror, we have to see you. That's who you are. You are our story. We have to be there for one another. And it won't be easy. We're going to have to get over our stubborn nature and our arrogance. But if we don't, we will regret it.
If you don't take that chance, that you will regret it. You will regret it for the rest of your life.
And I don't expect everything to change just based on one video, Shayla. And it's going to take time to rebuild everything.
In fact, I expect the opposite, that you will fail. You will fail again, and that's okay.
Because when you do fall down, we'll be there. I hope that this video finds you well, Shayla. And I hope that whatever decision you make moving forward makes you happy. Because I love you, and I want your movie to have a good ending. Your story becomes clearer at this point, but we aren't finished just yet. We'll need a new perspective to tell the story properly, and the storytellers you should be quite familiar with.
One of my favorite things we used to do was playing skeleton in the front yard. Remember playing skeleton? You'd spin around and you had to freeze.
I forgot about that.
And whoever did the best pose won. I used to love doing that. That was probably one of my favorite things that we did. We'd hold each other's hands and we'd spin, and then when you let go, you had to freeze. Mary, you had to do these really goofy poses, like we'd fall on the ground.
I guess I do remember that.
I know before she was born, I made this plaque and it said Joy on it. And Mother let me name her middle name, Joy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so we had that plaque up over her bed, her baby bed, when she was born. I remember Daddy said one time, when you were just a baby,
and Shayla was running around, and she was just little. And my dad said, I can't wait to see Jan's baby and Kim's babies play together.
Mhm.
And then Kara came right behind you, and y'all were just like her brothers and sisters. And just watching y'all play together was awesome.
The wildest child I've ever, I mean, baby. When I say, I'm not talking about child, I mean a baby. She was the wildest baby I've ever known. She ran through windows. She did. She went and she just fell out into the front yard. I mean, like, just took the whole thing out. You know, she was just like that. She was wild.
She's funny, she laughs, she gets cracked up easy, so that's fun to be around. And she's up for doing stuff, she's not a dud, as you call it, as you would say. So
there's a lot of things. One of the main things that I ever started off, she had them little freckles. And I always give her the name, my little freckle-nosed Toot-Toot. She still remembers that. If I went anywhere, she always wanted to go with me, I got in the car to go anywhere. And it was always things like that, little things like that touched me.
Shayla's full of life. She's full of good things. And the spirit, Shayla's a lot of fun. She's full of life. I miss it. She made me laugh. It was cool. Just cool. Not just joking, just hanging out. It was all good. I miss that.
She didn't try to be somebody she wasn't then. She was just her and fun and wasn't trying to impress nobody. And that's what I miss most about her, I guess. She's just herself. And to me, she's not herself anymore.
There was something all her life that seemed to want to run, to go away from safety.
We tried to raise her, I think, as good as you could raise any kids. And that's what made it hard to accept and hard to understand.
She's very energetic, got a lot of life, always having a good time. A little bit nervous sometimes. Future's in front of her, and you're looking up, looking good.
It's gotten cold in here, but a silent warmth draws near.
How would you describe Shayla today? Who is Shayla?
Oh, Lord, she's my baby.
Altered. She's very altered.
A totally different person. She really needs some people to reach out to her, and I just don't, I'm in a place where I don't know what to do to help her.
It doesn't jive with what's going on with everybody here anyway. It's just a secret life, so to speak, in a way.
I know she's been through some hard stuff. I know she's brought a lot of it on her own. But, trying to do everything we can to help her and to try to get her back on track, it's hard.
I miss her, I love her. I wish she was around, I wish she was in our family.
Every once in a while I see Shayla. I get to see her again, like Gavin's birthday party. That was the most awesome. I thought she's back. Because I hadn't seen her like that. I don't think Shayla has any idea. I don't know that she can look back and compare herself to 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
One of the funniest things is he's going to the beach and she runs out of gas and she makes the comment, well, I thought $13 fills the tank up,
Me and her went out to the store and we went to park, and there was these columns. Well, we pull in one of those, and the whole back end pretty much scrapes the column and takes half of the back end off. Maybe you need to go back, and instead of going back, she went forward, and it made it worse.
I remember when we got on the four-wheeler, it got crazy. I probably almost flipped it every time too. We were riding with, Guy?
Yeah.
One time, in the mud hole up there beside the bamboo, and she was flying. We almost flipped it there, but it was pretty funny.
Her singing the Wiggles His Aunt Garrison fruit salad.
Fruit salad?
Yummy, yummy.
She loved Madison, and they had such a, I mean, it was like Madison was her child. She just, I mean, you know, you can tell when people love your kids. And when people love your kids, you know it, and, you know, there's nothing like that, because you want everybody to love your kids. You know, she brought that to me as, that was something that she brought to my life, was I knew that she really not only loved me, but that she loved Madison.
Like I said, she was like my sister, you know, she wasn't like family, you know, she was like my best friend, just somebody I liked to be with, you know. Whatever we did, it didn't matter, it was just fun, you know, just to hang out and be together.
I'd like to think we all had a part of it, you know. Everybody has ups and downs. We, if it ever got serious, we were there, we showed up. Whether it's a few months ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Whether it's relationships, whether it's a wedding, whether it's whoever's in her life. It's encouraged, it's embraced.
Well, and so why do you think that she really distanced herself from the family the way she did?
You know, that's hard to put a finger on. I don't know. I can't figure out that, you know, because this, you know, this family is a close family, and it's kind of hard to figure why she distanced herself. The only thing I could think, Matt, is that Shayla had got to the point where she didn't want nobody telling her what to do or which way to do.
Well, I think when she had her surgery because of her kidney problems, she got on medication, and it kind of, you know, brought her down because she got addicted to it, and she had to have several surgeries, and it really wasn't her fault, but you know, it just brought her down.
Is that she just got to where she felt like in her mind she was so that I can't function without this. So every time she had a pain or this or that, it kind of went further and further.
I'm not gonna support what you're doing. And it's not that I don't love her, and it's not that I don't want to help her. I would love to be there for her and go see her, and I just can't be a part of that. And that may have hurt her, and I don't want to hurt her. It's just, you know, if that's what you want to do, then you're gonna have to be on your own. You know, it's not that I don't care. I do care.
I think sometimes in that world that she lives in, it's, oh, you know, Krista and Gary are, like you said, you know, Krista, you know, she's like on an even kid, you know, whatever. And it's like, you know, nobody really knows the struggles that I have and the things that I go through. My life is not some rose garden of great and wonderful things either. I struggle every day. Every day I struggle. So I totally relate, you know, to a lot of the way she feels.
Dear God, I will do whatever it takes to be myself again. Do you remember how you used to be? The most awesome mom in the world.
I mean, honestly, it's a tough thing. It's, you know, we kind of mourn for her. We grieve. We need her. We need her in our life. We need her not just for her kids and to do her thing and take care of those kind of things, but we need her as a sister. We need her as a cousin. We need her, you know, as a daughter. The church needed her as a singer. We needed, you know, we all fill a place, and if we're off track, we're not going to meet the needs of people and things that we should meet. So I'm believing she's going to come back around and fulfill those things. That's my hope.
It's not you. You can't be who you really are. You've got a call on your life. You're down so far, and you think you can bring yourself up. You can't. If you could, you'd already be out of it. I've got to go for it. I can't just lay down and say this is the best there is. You've got babies that need you. They need their mom, and they need a sober mom and a thinking mom, and somebody that can make rational decisions and not get. Baby, I don't expect you to be perfect. God, none of us are perfect. I've dealt with so many issues and crazy things in my life. This is not living, baby. This is not living, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm not trying to say anybody, especially myself, is better than you. There's nobody better than you. I mean, you're the best. You're awesome, but you're living way below your standard, and it's breaking my heart. It's breaking my heart. You think you're okay? You're not.
Shayla said that she's always called him her daddy, and that's who he's always been for her. But I do feel like kind of an important part of Shayla's story is her real dad. There's not a whole lot that I really know to say about that part of the story. Is there anything that you can say about that part of Shayla's story?
I think he helped traumatize her life. I know he helped traumatize mine, but she was just a little girl, and I know everybody needs a father. There's not a child on the face of the earth that doesn't need their dad. And children that don't have their dad, usually they're not complete, and there's brokenness there. There's just because that's not the way it's meant to be. And he did things. He wanted her. He was so excited that she was going to be born. But after we divorced, he really went down. He didn't try anymore. He just got, to me, kind of barbaric and caused some things that really damaged her that I didn't know about. Her dad, when I first met him, he went to church with me, and I would see him. I saw him try, and I saw him struggle to overcome. I didn't know he was drinking like he was. I had no clue that he was an alcoholic because he was good at hiding things. But, he would raise his hands in church, and I saw him go to the altar many times. And he would pray till his shirt would stick to his back. But it's like when he came out of church, he would lose that. When I met him, he was gentle, he was kind, he was sweet. He had an awesome personality. He was somebody that was charismatic that you really wanted to be around because he was so pleasant, and he could say some of the most, kind of like her, some of the most off-the-wall things that were just hilarious. She got a lot of good things from him. He wasn't all bad, but the alcohol killed him. It ruined him. It took his life away, and I don't want that to happen to her.
Shayla, I want to tell you that I love you, that you mean that you mean the world to me. I want you to know that, and I'm sorry if I let you down. I don't know what to do all of the time, and I just want to be able to trust you and be able to, I would like to be able to be vulnerable to you, and a friend, and somebody you can count on. That's what I'd like to do for you.
It's yours. It's there for the taking. There's nothing in this world or any other world that can stop you. All you can do is just say, yes, I will. What do I need to do? Will anybody help me? If you ask that question, you're going to find out there's going to be a lot of people that'll step up and go, yeah, I'll help you. And it's going to be tough. But, having a good life is a price. It takes a price, it takes sacrifice. But it's worth it. It is so worth it to do it. So, it's waiting on
do everything for you.
God's doing
You
it.
want the change. It has to be you. You have to make the decision. And I think I've told her that before. Nobody else can do this for you. We can do all we can to help, but I can't fix you.
Most importantly, I'd like for you to come back and be a mother to your children. She was a great mother in Garrison's early years. She was really good. She cared a lot. She put a lot into that. And with Gavin too, and then after that, a little ways after Gavin, then it sort of fell off. But that's what I asked for him, and not that it's going to be easy, but that's what I'd like to see.
How much I love her and how much I want her to succeed in life, and I would love to see her get her kids back. She was a great mom. Miss her around the family and just all the things that we do together. We're not complete. We're not complete without her. We need her back and do anything in my power to help her. If I knew what to do. If I knew, because I've tried so many things that doesn't seems like she just kind of pushed us all away to a point where it was like, I'm going to do it my way. I miss her.
We had a good relationship. We always did. I always loved her to death. And the fact that she called me Daddy was, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a great feeling, really, because I never had children of my own. She was my child. She felt like my real child. They all do, but she was kind of, because she always did refer to me as Daddy. And I liked that.
I love my mom because she just takes me stuff and gives me stuff, and sometimes I miss her.
Dad, I wish she would come around more and stop doing the stuff she was doing.
Yeah.
But I still love her.
I love you, Mom, and I hope you don't ever get a car wreck again. So if you get a car wreck.
I grew up nothing but a scared little boy, and yet everywhere I look, I see that there were people who loved me. And I see now that I am tightly interwoven with your story.
Because these same people who loved me are there for you too. And if you've never believed it before, Shayla, please know that it's true. That they're out there waiting on you right now. You don't have to be afraid anymore.
What her coming has meant, because I love her so and will to the end. Oh, she's all the world to me. She climbs up on my knee. To me she'll always be that little girl of mine. I love you, Shayla Joy.